Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? And welcome once again to the program, your program, the People's Program, coming to you live from the studios of Tenny Miller Live and Flex Television. So, how you do? What's been happening with you? What's been happening in your neck of the woods? I hope you have had a good, strong so far, and it continues to be strong, and it gets even more stronger as you get it strengthened towards the end of the strong. We're not into the weak thing, you know. No, we're not into the weak thing. We're going to have to be strong. So what a going? How you do? There have been quite an activity over the week, quite an activity both here in the United States and in Jamaica and in other parts of the Caribbean. And a lot of things are happening out there. Some good, some bad, some frightening, horrifying if you ask me. Some cause a lot of us Caribbean nationals to be of concern as it relates to, how we live our lives daily and what are some of the expectations that are, I'm not even sure you call it expectations. What are the various things that are unfolding to us day by day as we, look at what's going on? Because each day you wake up now in the United States, you're not sure what is the new thing. It's like the president ruled by edict. So you don't know what is the new thing that will confront us. And as Caribbean nationals, then, of course, we are also, challenged to be able to, we're kind of challenged to try to decide how we will fit ourselves into each day. Because it's not like first time when, you say, okay, fine, this week it's work, and then I'm going to do this, and I will put to that, and then I can plan so and so for weekend, and then Sunday I'm going to go to Orlando, and we take the family down for early morning, and we go look for Mickey Mouse and spend the night and come back in Monday, midday, Monday afternoon, or we do it Saturday, and then come back late Sunday afternoon and get yourselves all organized for work on Monday. But that doesn't happen anymore. You live in a world of eventualities, pronouncements, and, edict, as I say. So you just hear, well, the president decided to change this. I don't know how him don't change the days of the week and decide, but, I'm going to move Monday to Wednesday and put Wednesday into Friday so that I can bring up Thursday and Tuesday together. I mean, if those are things that he could do, guess me, you would have seen how the days of the week juggling like a pack of cards. Because he seems to think that his power is so awesome that he can do almost anything. And it's okay, because that's how he feels. So it's like a child just wake up one day and you say, Mommy, I want to go next door to Peter's house. And he says, no. He says, yes, I'm going to Peter's house because that's what I want to do today. And he walk out of the house because he wants to go next door to Peter's house. And Peter's mother said, no, but you can't come here, my son. We're doing some things, or we're about to go. No, you can't go because I'm over here now, so you got to stay with me. It's that kind of a childlike petulance and level of what you call it now. Well, I don't know. You can't call it insanity, because sometimes children, it's not that children are insane. It's just that some of them don't know better. So them just make any kind of a last minute or demand about things, and they expect it always to be so. And if you don't allow it to be so, then, they throw a tantrum or something. And this brother just throws a tantrum for just, not getting the chance to have thrown a tantrum. And he throws a tantrum. It's just absolutely unpredictable and crazy, to say the least, in terms of the situation. So nobody can live in so we live in a world of, unexpected happenings and unpredictable realities. But despite all that, I guess life has to go on, and we just have to roll with the punches and see what comes, how it comes, and how we deal with it. And we have to prepare for deal with the unexpected as it rolls out. But those of us in the Caribbean would have to start to realize that we have, because of these level of insecurity and uncertainties, and we are in a time when, our leaders, our leadership is just subjected to how some people feel. It has no organized styles or modus operandi. There's no structured methodology that drives anything. Then you have to prepare that you'll hear one day say, all Jamaicans who were born in January must go home. Yeah, it's like that. So it's not who born in February skip around anymore. It's the Jamaicans who born in January or Jamaicans who are just turning 50. Your time has expired. Or those of you who have been here in the United States for more than 20 years, it's time to go to your yard because you're about to become pensionable, and our pension system is not going to be able to keep you. So now that you have finished work, come out and go somewhere else or go on to your yard. Take anything where you have and go on. Or you can't take nothing. You have a levy. But go on. That's kind of insanity. That's a level of unpredictable, instantaneous, insane, things that can reach you. And it's not far-fetched. It's not too, ridiculous to say that. Because we have seen, how ridiculous things happen where this leadership is concerned. Ridiculous things happen. So you just have to be careful, to be wise, and try your best to do what you have to do. Put your house in order. Make sure your insurance and your various wills and things that you have to put in order is put together. Prepare yourself that you will go down the street drive out one morning and you don't drive back. You have to abandon your car on the road and then put you in one Jeep or something, and the next you're deported to Hungary or wherever because they say you look like somebody who is one of the criminals who escaped and wanted for something. And by the time you get arrested to reach downtown, you're tried, convicted, and sentenced. And don't be surprised if them have a 54 rap sheet on you, of 54 pages of things that you are alleged to have been doing, or might have done, or associating with other people in doing, those kind of things. So you never know. You just never know. That's the way the world, according to the most important man in the world, is concerned. That's the nature of the world you live in. It's run by how he feels and what he thinks. And, what he likes and he doesn't like. There's no protocol. There's no ingrained regulations that must go on. If him can bypass the Supreme Court, trust me, he will. Without batting an eyelid. Just without any thoughts. Sorry. And if him could dismiss them, would tell all of them, say, listen, get up and go to hell and get off those clothes and find another set of people down in Chinatown and put them in the Supreme Court. And say, you are now Supreme Court judges. Make sure that anything I want, you rubber stamp it and it's fine. And I'll have the Treasury Department take care of you, pay you very well. The program is Tenny Miller Live, and I'm coming to you from the studios of Flex Television in South Florida. We are located in South Florida, just on top of Oakland Park Boulevard, just across from the sports complex. And we're going to be doing a competition soon up to who can find where we're located and get yourself a prize. I just want to remind you that those of you out in Fort Lauderdale, that the Donna's used to be Donna's restaurants, that you had like about 12 or 13 of them all over the place. They are now Martha Bray. They are now called Martha Bray. So when you want to find a good quality restaurant and somebody says Donna's, it's not Donna's anymore. They have new, put a little bit of new life into them thing and jazz it up a little bit, and they are now called Martha Bray restaurant. So when you want to dine, go dine on the banks of the Martha Bray. Eh? That sounds nice, doesn't it? Nice ring to it. Go dine in or on the banks of the Martha Bray. Pembroke, there one is Pembroke Pines, I think, out in 441 there at near to Broward Boulevard and Lauder Hill and other places like that. So please, you can go check it out. And the Martha Bray restaurants used to be called Donna's restaurants. They're now Martha Bray restaurants. You can check them out. Yeah, the program is Tenny Miller Live, and I was just, for want of a better word, just checking out some of the things that was happening in the country here, and just the way the news these days is put out there, because everybody have to be reacting to what this man says, because he has everybody's lives in his hand, literally. And the fact that he has such awesome powers and, and responsibility and access to do things, he makes life a misery for other people. And like I said, sometimes behave like this overgrown picnic or have too much toys and him don't know if to do with them. And him tell you that one day these toys are just going to or he's going to just self-destruct because of, this excitement with all of these new toys that he has and not sure how to manage or to handle them or what to do with them. Let me share some of what's in the news with you today. Now, across the task, you are looking into as you tune into the Tenny Miller Show, we just want to let you know what's going on with some of the things in there's corporate grief and public grief, and the everyday struggles of citizens trying and crying out for help. But in this first segment here, we just want to look at cricket, the cricket pitch, and upcoming action. No, there's a Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League. Cricket is right around the corner, and the Jamaica Kingsmen have just officially unveiled their high stakes. Now, Pakistan powered overseas squad for the tournament. Management is rolling out a unique two-phase strategy this season. Start right out of the gate with, the tournament kicks off all-rounder, what's his name now? Hassan Khan. And then fast bowler Huan Shan are locked down. They are looking down this opening week, alongside Shayana Jangari and Taibad Arif. These players. Then, of course, on August 19th, the franchises is injecting massive international firepower when Pakistan starts Sami Ayub and Maz Sandaka, and of course Osman Khan steps in for the decisive push towards the championship. So cricket fans in the chat that are going crazy right now, let me know if the comments about these players seem to be on target. So does the first international lineup give the Kingsmen the exact edge they need to know? I don't know. Is your guess is as good as mine? So they need to take the CFL trophy home this year, however, which is the Caribbean Premier League trophy. They need to carry the Caribbean Premier League trophy home this year. So let's hope that we're not mashing up the score too much. I change it up, but hope that it works out in that way. Now, we're going to take a quick break. And after this quick break here, we're going to continue our discussion with cricket. Stand by. Don't go away. We'll soon come back. Okay, welcome back to the program. No. So that was a little bit of cricket there for you. But the Caribbean Premier League and talking about Pakistan and that sort of connectivity and what's going to go on there. Now, some time ago in Jamaica, a minister of government got caught up into a fracas in Tivoli Gardens, and in the middle of that, the policeman, and I think I'd mentioned it to this program. I mentioned it that it was unfortunate that the minister got caught up into the middle of this excitement and got pepper sprayed. Check this out.
Claims and counterclaims after West Kingston Member of Parliament Desmond McKenzie was pepper sprayed by police this morning. The police have since offered their version of how the incident unfolded, but first up, Kirk Wright spoke with Mr. McKenzie.
Videos quickly surfaced showing the Member of Parliament getting help to neutralize the pepper spray to his eyes. Another video showed him being consoled by the police after the incident. Mr. McKenzie said he hurried down to the community after getting calls from the residents that the police had refused to take the man they had shot to the hospital. He said because of that, the community became rowdy, sparking a confrontation between them and the police. Mr. McKenzie said he was trying to pacify the situation when he got pepper sprayed.
It is alleged that a police officer told a lady in the crowd about what she must do with her mother. And she, in return, repeated what the police told her. This is what I've been told. I didn't hear. That was the lady who ran behind me. And when I felt the woman behind me and I saw the police, I said, "Officer," I hold up my hand and I say, "Officer, what is it? Hold on." And without a word, he peppered sprayed me 3 times.
The MP says the attack on him was not by accident.
It was deliberate because there wasn't anything happening that would have warranted the police using pepper spray. It was only one incident I saw where a stone was thrown, and that was long before the incident. There is no broken bottles, there was no attempt to block any roads by the residents. So it is not the crowd was making noise because they were upset.
If the police say you were obstructing them in their duties, would that be correct?
The police can't say that either, because I was engaging in the police in a conversation before that incident happened.
Mr. McKenzie said he hurried down to the community after getting calls from the residents that the police had refused to take the man they had shot to the hospital.
I spoke with the officer, I walked with them, and eventually they took him out. Now I understand that the police have said that the reason why the man that was shot during the operation was not taken up because the residents were preventing the police from doing so, which is untrue.
This is the Ebenezer Methodist Church here in Tivoli Gardens. It's almost 200 years old. And here's where the residents say the shooting took place this morning by the police. The man was shot and injured closer to the perimeter fence of the church, but the residents are disappointed. They say the incident this morning was unprovoked and that it has eroded the relationship that they've built with the police in recent times. They say, unlike earlier years when the relationship with the police was rocky, they say it has gotten much better.
Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
So, Mr. saying another, and coming. So, they say, police, you know, long time police. The minister. Mr. William, Dr. Alphabet, is going to want to blame the minister and the community, and would want to take their word for it as against the police word for it as against the minister and the citizens. Because policemen never tell lie yet. All when you catch them in the action of telling the lie, them never tell lie. If this man is telling us that nothing was going on, and yet still their report is that the people were preventing them from taking the body of the man shot to the hospital. What kind of foolish is that then? So why would this man reach down there? Because the people called him to say that the police will not want to move the body of the man to take it to the hospital. So the shooting man, I don't want the man to suffer and die. For as far as they are concerned, they don't care. We are gradually in this country being governed by an order which is an institutionalized disorder. Mark my word, it's going to come back on us and haunt us. Because there's a time when the people will not be able to take anymore. There's going to come a time when the people will not be able to take anymore. And those that we entrust with our responsibility to protect our lives might have to realize that, the people don't need them to do it anymore. And God forbid if them allow people to take matters in their own hands in this country. Because mash up it, I go mash up. Because there's enough illegal guns and things out there, just as much as the police have in their arsenal. So the police had better know what they're doing and exercise much more professionalism and a greater sense of responsibility. They're getting away with too many things. The police are getting away with too many things. And the sooner we get that fixed, the better it is. The sooner they fix it, the better it is. Stick and stay. Soon come.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency, NLA, can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government-issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better.
Welcome back. This is Tenny Miller Live, and we're coming to you live from the studios of Flex FM. It's Tenny Miller Live, powered by Flex TV. Now, last week, it was the staging of the annual Reggae Sum Fest. And at Reggae Sum Fest, it was quite an interesting show. We had some interesting artists who performed. And I get a chance to, play with the mind of some of the young, well, not really young, some of the other artists, performers who are still in demand and who are part of the scene and are respected by a number of the young people who love DJ music and follow DJ music. I'm not a follower of DJ music, but I have to have I have developed appreciation for disc jockeys and some of the performers over time, and as they all, evolve, you see the kind of a change and adjustments that they make to their music, and you know whether or not they're growing or not. So after the performances of a couple of artists, I had some interesting discussion with some of them backstage. Tune in, listening to this and hear what's coming from the lips of some of these well-known DJs. I did Sean Star, Young and Wild Apache, and Haitian. Dig it.
Shana Controller, our first performance tonight.
Come on, reggae some fest, make some noise for Shana Controller. Give her a round of applause, man. Yeah, man, that's right, man. Reggae Platinum, pick up yourself.
So you have been through a lot of trials and tribulations in your young time. Despite all of that, you seem to survive and shine. Speak to that.
It's all God.
Yes.
You have to put God first, believe in a God. Pray to him and make him do work. Sometimes you might think him not here, but God have the power for hear 8 billion prayers one time. So just believe in a God and don't lose faith and put in the work.
Despite that, you are now on Songfest stage, one of the biggest reggae stage in the world, after just coming out of hell.
Tell you, man, tell you.
What is it like for you to know that you have arisen?
I mean, it's just a blessing, as I said, the amount of people I know have died and gone, not here to say this, and to me, it's a blessing to even be here.
A lot of young people are now going to be listening to Sean Sam and expect a lot of things from you. What are they to expect and to look out for?
Expect a lot of positive music. I mean, more fun music, more happy music. You can realize the life of a happy side to it. So if we don't go through the torture and the torment and the sad part, life of a happy part. And sometimes people don't want to hear about your sad story now. They want you to come as an artist and sing something happy for them. Because they might live a sad moment right now. So that is what people can expect from me. Just to change your mood sometimes is good.
Lessons learned?
Lessons learned.
Sean, speak to that youth out there in the corner. For a long time, I sit down and wait for and hear from Sean. Talk to him.
Right now, I tell the youth them out there. If you think for take up a gun for do a crime, put it down. If you going to do something for cause a crime, rethink it. But I tell you this, no life, no their prison. And when your life, their prison, not even gone. They're on standstill. Everything is stagnant. While outer road, everything are evolve. Leave you. So if you don't want that for yourself, like a reach me and reach world boss, think about whenever you're going to do something bad where you might end up a court and you might end up a prison. It's not worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it.
Words of wisdom. What can I say? Thank you, my friend.
Tenny Miller Live, a real show. Just in case you didn't know. Oh, Sean Stam said it. All right.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Respect. You know, some day I go on one them see.
I hope fine.
Yeah, man.
Listen, those people in South Florida, because we are on Flex Television, we're in South Florida.
Yeah.
But then we are on 49 other countries
Yeah.
who watch out because we are diaspora radio.
Yeah.
There are a lot of young people out there, South Florida, New York, Connecticut, Atlanta, would love to get a piece of you. But them now get enough. Each one, what's going on?
I mean, me there for stay now, so there's no Russians in it.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, man.
But how is your tour? What's going on? You know, arrangement to do things out there.
I mean,
outlive the diaspora.
Things take time, you know. You see me, and greatness take time. You can't rush nothing. So eventually we go there across the globe, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just timing, just wait. Wanna go see me?
What kind of plans you have though?
No, say couple shows today, you know, me have couple tours to go. You see me, I go to Canada soon.
Okay.
After Jerk Fest, Canada. You know, a tour in Germany. Yeah, then Sweden.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. That's really
Great talking to you.
Yeah, man, this
Good. Post that. All right?
Yeah, man.
Listen. One love. What are the new things outside of your video? What are the other? Do you have anything in line to come, like a series of, you know, singles or anything to come, or an album?
Yeah, we have singles that are unreleased.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good.
we have singles from Scatter, Super High, Bolby, a lot more producers that are unreleased. So yeah, you can look out for that, don't worry. Because
Yes.
we have a bag of music. Because remember music, we do. And if we don't do music, you them can't eat, is it?
True. A lot of young youth want to be a young Wild Apache.
Well, young Wild Apache, the journey no normal, you know, but you don't know, you have to have a headpiece. You have a headpiece and end up a dead piece, you know? Yeah, man.
So if the headpiece not right, is that the
You have to have a headpiece, not this time and this 21st century. You have a headpiece, as I say. A dead piece. And they said start, you have a headpiece, you have a consciousness. You see, that's why you summarize the Bible last night and show the youth one different way. You see, that's why you are this. Someone goes up and one bag thing, you see it. And really that. And this. Jesus Christ, you see it.
Yes, definitely.
While Apache represent Flex TV. I don't think a joke, and the best TV. Pain in my mind. Pain in my mind, them want to kill me through my clothes and design. Flex TV.
Welcome back. Then, of course, at about 11 o'clock, the show got a new beginning. It was the night of the title. Check it out.
All of the real bad man, them from Mali. No one, damn it, you run this fight, please. Come to look back to me, say, look at our crowd! Don't Gaza! So sick, lad! You don't feel like I'm in to start that one now. Alright, go on there. That's a Tony God! You think I'm in to start? Go on there. Now Satan on me, they send me a rice crime. All of a nice time. I will. I'm still the one that Jamaica must say. They are Satan, they are quarry. No one, double sorry. Nothing no sorry. Yes, I'm not quarry. Something soon we not sorry. You're talking now, you're foreign. More guns than a warren. You hear me driving on the car with. And it's not easy. Where's the brother? What guess we have to tell them? Give me your one job. We afraid of people. And we care with your people. Not fighting like just made a nigga. Something good, something bad. Anyway, I ain't gonna tell them in Ambo. I'm like to put it to you. Now, I must have the blood, that's what it anyway, they want me on the reason. I don't like on this. I'm a clear youngster. Shoot them like one in the dark, the fun, the knock in the shots, the David, no stop it! What's the man, people? Gangsta, hey, yo! When we squeeze it, let go in on it. What's the deal? Hey, how could you just squeeze and you share what you get? DJ teacher! DJ teacher! Yeah, teacher! Your son is the where's the son over there? Shoot on them, please. Never start. You remember that place there? That's good. Are you ready? Youngsters! Tell them about the try. And them about the try. The rifle will fly, but I'm one for a fly. I can't such a light. Amazing grace that flies away. Shoot on them, please. Let me take time. Let me go, sir. I'm not 100%, I know. Here, sir. My world is like no other. Oh, mama. That's the one. Me a start the one here too. Start the teacher. All right. Now. You the success. Wake them up like a tsunami. Come to the army. Put it a spread them like this in the army. This is a fire. Come on, fire. Mr. Palmer got me right today. All of the palm tree. Everyone is sufficient to me. Put it a spread them like this in the army. Look how we clean up for me. Where's it? Yes, sir. Amazing grace that lights away. Whatever change, don't forget. Rising guns and in case. Let me see how I remember calling a class. That's 20 years ago. My war is right now. Oh, fuck now. She had that in the morning. When they were walking, I don't need a party. We have been not how we got here. Won't be a little more than I. Say that. People in the land. 6 months we walk, we got the year. I want you so good, baby, now. Jump on my gun. The war, the dust, the hot. Look at one. I'm pretty up. Guys, I'm going to look. Don't I get about the master too bad? Look, walk up here. Go to the glass. Put it on fire. Put it to one. You don't hear when you pray on the sauce. Remember, it's a real street thing we want for the England and the show. See you, man. That's kind of what it is. Yeah, I'm start with up here. Sing violin. Rise up and big here. Over there, sir. Right up, who's talking good? Yeah. Whatever try. You know what I do. You know what I do. I went to all I do. I went to and then I do what you want. You know what I do. Yes, I'm on the road. Look. Oh my God. Who's up? Oh, you know, and it's me trying to get float in a float. Don't come in a set and in a slope. Right in the right way, shooting a moon. When we are hard, then I say, no one is hard. I give you that sword. There's something I can't get like this. Back on the hard. Look. I can't see the sleep on me just be like that. Leave them on me, won't be no care with me. Leave them all alone. Leave them all alone. Your mama think they're coming home. Come on, come on. They're chasing like enemies. When the light was going for the body freezer. Officers are believing. Rival. We don't want to argue like I didn't say. Drive up in them like I didn't say. And this is not this. We're going to give us what this is. So you know the water coming in. While the house is for the water again. Get the piece of people! We get all on the podium now! Why are you getting here? What is something? Which is right. You know why? Really control your poo-poo. Who you see me punching us on the who know your phone? No matter how bad Bongo in was said was a bright cast. Don't try, don't try, watching them in fire. Don't you read it? Because so we have we know the things here's something you got. Now use the flash. They want to put You can represent Gaza. You can represent Gaza. When you're ready for the phone, like, yeah, never want to go. They're going to be some people. Why do you keep it? When I fly so easy, I'll let the road in me, all you got to fear me. To represent Gaza. No fear of nobody, we no fear of nobody. No fear of nobody, we no fear of nobody. We no fear of nobody, no fear, no fear. You want to take a shot at one. In the next time of them down, keep a one say what for. Sit up and take a shit up. So what you go, like that one. Hey, no fuck, you start the door. Start sections are like that door. Sing up. We don't love me. No fool. Remember that. Them I'm a slap on your face. Where the fuck will you for me? I'm a call this for me, who's it? Day and day. Oh, God. Shut up. Try your means and Jesus and go on. All was a levels. We bring you up. That's our money. 20th anniversary. There's some more one set. And then coming. I was moving that daughter, and I'm moving your shock, you're going to know what's happening. You know, thank God. I'm not today, I'm tomorrow.
In them a whole, what you call it now, a history class, and going through some of them various chart hitters, and really had them eating out of their hands. That was the highlight of the show for some fest. And I mean, a lot of people seem to have got their money's worth. Some people still wanted to get more. But then at 11:15, I couldn't take much. So I didn't personally hear much. But as you can see, the audience was ready to go all night if it takes it. This is Tenny Miller. Something is wrong here. This is Tenny Miller Live. And we're going to go to a break. When we come back from that, I'm going to share with you an interview which I did with an interesting Jamaican lady out of Britain. And we're going to walk through some of the pages of her life as she shares some interesting times and moments with us. Stick and say, soon come.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency, NLA, can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal, to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm.
The National Land Agency. Make sure that you call them and get guidance as to how you can claim your property or you can apply and get a title in hand. There is a lady with whom I had the privilege of having a discussion last week or the week before. And she has been away in Europe for a number of years. And she has had quite a journey, which took her to what? I think Saudi Arabia, among other places. And when you listen to the story, it reads like a motion picture. I will let you tune in for yourself and tell me what you think at the end of this presentation. Watch this. The great Marcus Garvey once said that Jamaicans are like scattered jewels all over the world. And Jamaicans are scattered jewels all over Britain, this, so to speak, mother country. Here we have one such jewel of Jamaica who's now visiting home, Carol Gordon. Carol, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Thank you.
This afternoon we have a special edition of Tenny Miller Live, and we're going to explore some of the wonderful people that we have as our treasure, who are scattered across the world. And one such treasure here, I want to start from the beginning with her. But before I go there, tell me about your life. How would you describe your life?
Well, it's been a wonderful journey. A journey filled with ups and downs, but more ups than down.
Okay, wow. So you had a great ride.
Absolutely great.
Carol, tell me, which part of Jamaica you come from? Start from there.
I was born in Montego Bay, in a little place called Barracks.
Barracks Road in Montego Bay.
Yes.
Okay.
And my father was a tailor.
Okay.
And he had not long come back from America, actually.
At that time.
And he married my mom soon after that and built a little, nice little family. And his business was growing. So we left Barracks Road. I was age 3. I remember it just like I'm sitting here with a lovely garden like this. And we left Barracks Street and went further into the town centre because that's where his customers were. And there he did his, in fact, he had a little business going. He had many sewing machines, and he taught a lot of people how to sew.
So that's what
He specialized in men's suits, but he had seamstress doing.
Also did ladies' clothes and other stuff.
Yes, and he taught them how to do that, and he specialized. And for a long time, I thought my name was Taylor. because people would come up and say, Taylor, make me a suit.
Yes.
And I would go up and say, Taylor, make me a suit. So I thought I was Taylor.
Oh my goodness, I just imagine. So he was that quite a successful and renowned person in Montego Bay.
Yes.
So what did your mother do then?
She was also a seamstress.
She was a seamstress?
Yes.
Also, they complemented each other quite well.
Absolutely.
So, but you became a seamstress eventually, did you? Did you think, or you just started the idea?
I'm not a seamstress, but I'm a self-taught, picking up the trade from my father and my mother, and I do it for myself. I have a very creative side of me, and I apply it to my lifestyle.
Okay, good. So you went to school in Montego Bay as well. You went to Barracks Road School at the time.
Yes.
The Barracks Road School has been around for some time.
Yes, it has. It has. I don't recall a lot, but I do recall traveling through the town, going home for lunch. I must be 5 or 7, between 5 and 7, because at that time, my father responded to that Windrush call.
Okay. Yes.
And he decided to go because he was a tradesperson.
Yes.
And he thought.
So that was an opportunity at the time. So therefore, and Britain wanted people to come to London, to come to Britain to do things.
And so he left us with our mother. And then whilst he was there, he wanted his wife with him, I guess. So he encouraged her to join him. We were then taken to grandma in the country. And she died soon after that. And my mother said, well, this is it. It's time to for them to come. So she worked very hard. There were 4 of us to take us across to England.
So you had 2 brothers and sisters. How many are you?
4 brothers.
4 brothers.
Yes. But there were 3 brothers left behind here and myself. The other bigger one was, I think he was in the army, so I don't know a lot about it. But my 3 brothers and myself, we went off to England. They called us off to England. And there we were Windrush children, because this was in the 50s. 56, my father was there. 58, my mother was there. And 61, early 61, February 61,
you went. Okay, so you're Windrush children, so to speak.
Windrush children.
So what did that kind of a transportation like from one country, one culture to the next? How did that happen for you? What was it like for you?
It was all about reuniting with your parents. We, as children, we used to sit on our veranda, and my brother and I, and we'd say, if mommy comes through the door now, what would you do? You know, my brother said, I'd hug her. I said, I'd take all her money and go and spend it. You know. But when we got there, we saw the cold for a start. We landed in Shannon Airport. I've never experienced cold like I did at Shannon Airport.
At Shannon, when you arrived. Because you're not accustomed to cold in Jamaica anyway.
And even though my mother sent us winter flannel clothes,
stuff to wear.
It wasn't warm enough. And we ended up Shannon, and I just sat there because Air Jamaica at the time was affiliated with Lingus Air. I don't know if you can recall.
It was BOAC at the time.
No,
it was Lingus.
It was the Irish.
Okay.
Who were very affiliated with Air Jamaica, and so they always stopped off there, and then we took a connecting flight to England.
Okay.
And my mother and father, my mother came on a plane. My father came on the ship. He would not of us experiencing the ship.
The ship. So
No.
therefore you came on the plane.
We came on the plane. We traveled in style, honestly.
You traveled in style.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then when we got there, of course, it was school for us, all of us. And my parents continued working. He worked 2 jobs, to tell the truth. He was still a tailor and working he worked part-time.
Making things for people and all that.
Yes. And for one of the most ostentatious company in England, Burton's.
Which one?
Burton's.
Burton. They were the makers of
most ostentatious
suits and
absolutely
just like George Odin.
Yes,
Yes.
like Carnaby Street as it is today. But this was they were just becoming known. They're called Burton's.
Burton's. Okay, fine.
And he was also having to make a lot of money to send for us. So he did 2 jobs, and he went whatever industrial job he could get, he took that. And of course, he was involved in a lot of the racism in England. No blacks, no dogs, no Irish, no all.
So you know, a newcomer to England was like also seeing that happening, and
we saw
how did that make you feel?
It didn't affect me that bad because my father was quite intuitive. In preparation for us to get there, he bought a house. He was able to send for us, got a mortgage, and bought a house.
I see.
A great big house that even all of us, my brothers shared a room. I had my own bedroom. And so we didn't experience that level of racism because...
You had your independence somewhat.
And they wouldn't let us a room. But my father experienced it very badly.
Well, what about school? Did you experience any of that at school?
I did. Because they had a mental picture of black children that I came from a family of 4 boys, and they were always saying I am boisterous because I came from a family of boys. Therefore, I was not teachable like, and they labeled me and
and this was at school now?
Yes. And ostracized me. These are the teachers. I went to all-girls school.
Oh, okay.
And they loved. Before I went to the all-girls school, I started at the juniors because we have to race.
And that was co-headed.
And that was, yes. That I'm just getting used to because I got there at the age of 11. By the time I completed the year, I had to move on.
No, to the high school now.
High school.
Okay, so it me.
And so at the high school now, we were there for 4 years, and I did experience some racism. But I didn't let it affect me because I didn't experience racism here, so I didn't know what racism was all about.
So you were not dramatically affected by the basis of racism at the time, but it was strong enough.
It was. By the time I came to leave school, I could feel it because they didn't want me to progress. They wanted me to go to work in a factory. And my mother says, oh, no, you won't.
So this is just after high school now?
Yes. By this time, I'd got to be 16.
16, okay.
And I'm ready to leave school. And I said, Mommy, they want the teacher says I must go and work at the shoe factory. She says, oh, no. You're going to do your nursing training.
Okay.
So she carried me off to no application, just carried me off to the hospital. My mother was a very strong personality, and I got some of her.
You get some of her personality, yes.
And she took me straight to the matron, told the matron what she expects of me, and the matron says, yes, of course. And I became a nursing cadet.
So she said no factory work for you?
No factory.
No, because, so she was working factory at the time?
Yes.
But then she realized that that's not what she wanted for you?
She wanted.
Okay, cool. So you went, now you're 16 now, out of school, you're whatever, nurse cadet?
Yes, nurse.
What was that?
Oh, it was the most beautiful time of my life. You can imagine leaving school, going into a place where you get the freedom to, you're like a fetch and carry person. Cadet, go to X-ray and get the X-rays of such and such a person. Go and take such and such a ward. you know. And so you'd do all the running around, which I didn't mind because I'd meet up my friends on the way and we'd stay there and we'd talk a bit and time would lapse. And by the time I'd get back to the ward, Cadet, where were you? And, you know, I have to say, I got laywayed with my friend talking and they'd shake their heads, you know. They're very lenient with us at 16 because we have
nothing is to do.
Nothing else.
But that laid the groundwork now for you to understand what nursing is about.
It was £4, 1 and 6.
£4, 1 and 6.
Yeah.
At that time, that was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money for me because I could pay my bus fare and I could go clubbing.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff.
And
so you had purchasing power.
Yes, yes, because I had independence now.
Okay.
So
so that was a good start for you.
That was a good start. And I did very well with my studies and I graduated.
So while a cadet, were you studying at the same hospital? How did that go?
What they do as a cadet, you do part-time at a college and part-time at the hospital.
Okay.
So you're doing like a vocational study where you're doing the theory in college and you're doing anatomy and physiology and so forth and expanding your qualifications. And whilst at the same time you're doing practical work, you go into the ward and you carry out practical work, do bed bath, do whatever is necessary there. Go around with the nurse as she's doing the medication and hand it out, and you're there and they give you instruction. So you're very much part of the
general patient care.
Yes.
And of course, that was a great teaching ground for you.
Of course. That's laying the foundation for you as a nurse. Because when I became a nurse, I had to do the same. And I was able to draw on my experience of being a cadet.
How long did you do that for before you started to get your nursing?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
And then after that, what is that you became a nurse, registered nurse?
I started registered nurse training. Registered nurse. Now, I must clarify, at that time, the racism was strong and the black nurses, well, they were pushed into what you call SCN nursing.
SCN nursing, yeah.
They were the second.
But like a second level nursing. So.
Yes. But I was a cadet and I was conditioned to do SRN. And my mother had a strong voice also. And they had to put me into the stream of SRN, state registered nurse training, not state enrolled training.
I see what you mean. Because state registered, no, it's that higher level of nursing because of the exposure and where you're coming from.
Absolutely.
So.
And so I did my general training basically, and experienced all the level of all the different types of medicine, broadening my medical background. You know, even plastic surgery, surgery, medicine, orthopedics.
So you were exposed to the whole 9 years.
All of it.
My conversation is with Carol Gordon. Carol Gordon is a Jamaican who have been in London for the better part of well over 50 years. She has made 1 or 2 trips back and forth to Jamaica. So we're just kind of going back in time just to, reminisce a little bit about what was it like here and then when she just went to London. Of course, that was just after Windrush. And so she has a Windrush baby. And we're just going through what it was like going through training, going to school and becoming now a British citizen.
I did become a British citizen. I was a traveller. I loved to travel. At the time, Jamaica wasn't on the map as it is today. And I loved to travel to Europe. When I got to Europe, they're saying, where's this country? And making me feel insignificant.
Because you're using a Jamaican passport to travel at the time.
My Jamaican passport to travel at the time. And they said, if you want to travel here freely, you've got to have a British passport. And therefore, you have to become a citizen.
Okay.
And I came back and I didn't even tell my mother anything because so I went straight to a lawyer and I told the lawyer my story. He says, well, I didn't even pay for it. Not like they do today. I told him my story and he said, then we will put in for you to become a citizen. And he did that. And I had to be sworn in. Just, I hereby declare...
Say allegiance to the Queen.
Yes.
Her Majesty the Queen and all her
do that
heirs and successors.
And they don't do that today.
Mm-mm.
And so I had a British passport, which then gave me...
access to Europe.
To Europe, to the world, more easier. Because when they see the British passport, they don't question where is Jamaica.
No, because you're now a British subject, so therefore you're seen as a British subject.
If Jamaica was more on the
map, so to speak, at the time,
I wouldn't need to change my passport, but I had to roll with the times, and so I did.
So, all right, so you have now registered nurse, and you're working your own money.
Yes.
You were still living at home at the time, or you had moved out by now?
Moved on to home, to Bristol, where I met a student, because Bristol is a student capital.
Okay.
The Bristol Hospital, university, everything.
So most of the Caribbean young men and women want to go to Bristol at that time.
Yes, because Bristol is a renowned city.
That's the place to be.
That's the place to
I
be.
see.
And all the students gravitated there, and university and everything. So I met a young student.
Oh, you met a young man at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was from Jamaica.
Okay.
And he's on a student sponsorship. And so we became friends. And there it escalated from there. And he brought me back to Jamaica. We got married.
You got married, and he brought you back to Jamaica. So you married in London?
Yeah, in England.
In England. In Bristol. And then you come back to Jamaica.
Because he had to come back.
Okay.
Because he's on a
scholarship or something.
Yes, he's sponsored.
So how long did you come back home for?
I was here for a couple of years, 3 years.
About 3 years.
Yes. And I think he was a student, a young student when he left there, when he left Jamaica. He didn't experience the full life of
grown up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he sort of left me at home a little bit, which I resented.
Okay.
And so I said, this is not.
This is not for you, because you are now becoming a woman in your own right, and you want the other experiences of life and London and Europe. So you went back to London.
I had a little boy. And
you had a son?
I had a son, yeah.
Yes.
And I took him back to England with me. And my mother said, do you know you should specialize in nursing? You should become a midwife.
Okay.
And so whilst I was there, I then retrained and became a midwife.
Okay.
And of course I had to put in some clinical hours into my work and completely forgot about Jamaica.
Oh my Lord. So what happened with your relationship when you went back there? It just died?
Irretrievably broke down. And so because I wasn't enjoying being here, because he didn't make me feel my time feel very welcome.
Because he was still trying to find himself.
He was trying to find himself. And so I went off to,
yes.
I went.
So you went to begin to continue with your life.
Yes.
Yes, in London.
And I didn't come back to Jamaica. Instead, I did my midwifery training, and they were calling for midwives. More so than a general nurse. They were calling for midwives in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And I thought, this is for me. And I packed my things and off I went to...
So you trained, got further training, a midwife, and you decided, listen, I'm going after Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Because they were no calling. And the money was, of course, attractive.
Absolutely out of this world.
So what was it like landing in Saudi Arabia, Jamaican, from Montego Bay? No.
Montego Bay to England.
England.
From England to...
Windrush Child. A Windrush Child.
Yeah.
And then now heading out to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. It was a culture shock. I'm not used to the
wearing
the mask and
stuff
all and all the black wear and the cover up and things.
And you had to go through that if you're going to stay there and work.
At first, I resented it. I didn't want to conform. But you know, in life, it's better to conform sometimes. You get on better in life rather than being too resistant. I adopted the Turkish way of Muslim, and it didn't fit into the Saudi way. I dressed like the Turkish, and it didn't feel right. So what I started doing was wearing the black thing, and I felt better. I was more accepted.
Well, was it the whole business of modesty based upon being a Muslim and the religion, or is just in terms of the whole dressing code and how it made you feel?
First, it was the dressing code. If you didn't cover up and be part of the Muslim, you couldn't even go shopping.
Oh, really?
I remember I was covered up. I remember I had my daughter with me over there at the time, and I was covered up, but it's like a cape, and it just flew open a little bit and showed my ankle. And they have like policemen, religious policemen. And
really?
Yeah, and I was in the shopping mall, and the whole devil, he looked at my ankle and told me to get out because he couldn't contain himself.
Oh my
Get
goodness.
out. And I had to go because there's no point arguing with him. And it's him, it's just gaped slightly and showed my ankle, and I had to go out. This is how strict they were.
Carol went from finishing school, getting her first diploma as a nurse, registered nurse, then having gone to Bristol.
Yes.
And having found love in Bristol. Then she married, got into Jamaica,
went back,
had a son. Then she went back to Bristol or to London. To London. And then again, further training.
Yes.
Ended up, and then went off to Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
And to become, or to carry the appearance of a Muslim.
Of a Muslim.
Yes.
And
do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency, NLA, can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal, to serve you better.
Okay, great. I have a lovely lady here. Jamie, see if you can put me through the
Yvonne. And oh, Tammy.
Aeroid and Plant Expo Show. You ready for me? We're here under the main tent at the Rerun Plant Expo show here at Coral Gardens in Montego Bay, just outside of Montego Bay. And with me is the lovely Miss Carol, Miss Yvonne, jewel designer. And she does some interesting jewelry work. Now, Yvonne, tell us and tell the rest of the people in the diaspora what you do and how long you've been doing it.
Okay, well, Kami and Coco is my business, and I'm being creating from I was very young, but actually came full force creating jewelry and hair accessories since 2018. Mainly started with my daughter had a lot of hair, and I started creating pieces for her to wear. And whenever I put her on what I was creating, people like it. So I started making hair accessories for little girls, different ages. Then I realized I love to wear jewelry. I love to wear shiny, colorful, pretty things. I love to accessorize, my daughter as well. So whenever I created something, people will ask where you get it. Can I have it? So that's where it started. I started making jewelry like that. And now I have a small store in the Artisan Village in Falmouth.
Okay. Oh, you're in the Artisan Village?
Yeah, I'm in
So
the
you're selling to international people and people all over the world?
I try.
Wonderful.
I try.
Good.
So there I have different pieces. I love to work with natural stones. I love the semi-precious stone like amethyst and tiger eye, and a lover of the natural, stones. So I mix them with stainless steel and create necklaces, earrings, bracelets, stuff like that. I also work with crystals. They are a type of beads that are like glass or crystals, and those create very, very shiny, beautiful pieces too. So we have anklets, earrings, bracelets, all of that in my collection. Sometimes I work, if I can get a local supplier, with seashells like the conch shells and the willets or some seeds. Very few pieces. With that, I mix it with the natural stones, especially for necklaces. And overall, that's what I have. I try to create based on what is trending and what I like. I also look what people like, but I look at what is trending in the social media, especially one source of looking for what is there is Pinterest. So I look what is there, mix it with my style, and that's how I come up with
And it has been working well for you so far?
It has been working. It's been really amazing.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so happy to hear.
Thank you so much.
So as soon as you become a millionaire,
I won't be a millionaire.
You just remember me.
But I'm very happy. I do what I love, and I love what I do.
So you never work a day in your life?
No, I'm having
Wonderful.
fun. I'm right here listening to the music. I am creating bracelets. So I'm always having fun with what I'm doing. So this is not
Wonderful.
work. This is
Well,
not
my
work.
dear, congratulations and thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you.
Good.
Dream. I make these lies inside my head feel like they're my reality. Now I'm not holding on, not holding on. I'm just afraid that you're gone. Not holding on, not holding on. Beautiful mistakes I make inside my head. She's naked in my bed, and I will lie awake, making beautiful mistakes. I wouldn't take them back. I'm in love with the past, and I will lie awake.
Usually I like my situations beneficial. Doing something different, got me looking stupid. The only way I'm coming back to you is if you're dreaming. Lucid, prove it. If you made a promise, then keep it. Why you wanna lie and then get mad? I don't believe it. But really, I was doing just fine without you. Looking fine, sipping wine, dancing on club couches. Baby, why you wanna lose me like you don't need me? Like I don't block you and you some falling down. You lift me up.
Yeah.
Broke free, saw an open road. Footsteps led me to your soul. Now I run with a home to go to. Never thought I'd be this happy. If you're asking, yes, you have me. How you change my thoughts, you'll never know. So when you're falling down, I'll lift you up to the clouds. Yes, when you're falling. With you, I could stay there. Close my eyes, feel you here. Forever, you and me together, nothing gets better. 'Cause there's a side to you that I never knew all the things you'd say. They were never true, and the games you play, you would always win, always win.
Yeah, man.
So I fell into place.
Yes.
I even dated a Saudi. I dated the people. By then I was divorced.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so I wanted to experience the life differently.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you found wasn't a gentleman?
I wasn't interested too deeply.
Okay.
I just wanted to experience the culture.
Yes, visit the culture and to see what it's like.
And the culture really is not just experiencing it from a aspect of one-on-one. It's experiencing from a community, because I was first taken into the desert. Into the desert, where the cadets, where they make military ammunition. And we provided, as a group, medical group, provided obstetrics, primary care, and medicine care for all the officers and their families.
So you went there, although you did midwifery, you went there still as a nurse.
I'm still a nurse. I'm still a registered nurse.
So therefore you were now working in the desert, among soldiers.
Yes.
The military group.
Yes. Providing primary care, obstetric, delivering their babies. So I was well used. I was the nurse as well as the midwife.
Midwife, okay.
And they loved it. And
how were you? You were immersing in the culture at that time and getting to enjoy it and becoming comfortable.
Yes. And also remember, we had an American base.
Mm.
I am now considered in the Saudi military because they employed, they're the ones who employed us, the military.
Okay.
I was connected to the military hospital. And so we followed the rank of the military. So I went from the junior officer,
you were a private to a captain.
yes, the equivalent of a captain.
Okay.
And so I was asked if I could go even further into the desert, who needed me, and I went to a place called Salbuk. So far.
Salbuk?
Yeah.
You went into deep dive into the desert now.
Into the desert. Again, still providing medical care, but deeply. Because
your rank had increased then to captain?
Yes. This is where they have to hide because their military training don't have them all in Riyadh, a front, to show what's happening. Their family, they're military people, and they're kept in the background. So that when the Kuwaiti War came about, and which I was very much involved with because the British Aerospace had to set up a recruiting office to recruit more cadets. I had to help British Aerospace to...
And with the recruitment?
Yes, with the recruitment.
Because, of course, you're a senior officer.
Senior officer. So I'm now in a purpose-built hospital in the desert and providing the medical care because they have their family. They're very family orientated and their children are being born and everything else. And it's the general provision of medical care really that they wanted. And so it just...
So how long did you last for that? Well, you have now taken on, I saw the lifestyle and everything, but how long did that last you for?
I went on for a good nearly 20 years.
Dear Lord.
Yes. At one point...
And you had actually become a Muslim by then?
No. I'm not a Muslim, and I would never become a Muslim.
Okay.
That wasn't my style.
Well, you say at one point you...
At one point, I'll just give you a little story of how the captains and the
colonels and generals, yes.
In came like a captain, more than a captain, really, colonel or
somebody like that, yeah.
And he brought his child, and he just came in from the desert because the desert for them is a sacred place to them because they spend the weekend in the desert. Even though they're high ranking, they spend a lot of time in the desert, even though we're in the desert, but they go even deeper in the desert. And he just came back from the desert and his child was sick, was vomiting, and brought the child into the, to the hospital. And of course, in the hospital, we have a lot of different nurses from different countries, Philippines, Sudan, Eritrea, Ethiopia, you name it, because they
recruited from all over.
And one of the nurse didn't respond quick enough with a receptacle, and I said, don't worry. For example, he's a Bedouin. Understand, he's a Bedouin. Bedouin meaning they are born in the desert and they're part of the desert. Oh, he took an offense to that.
A word.
And the next day I was called to the senior admin person, the senior colonel in the army.
Commanding officer.
Yes. And he said, you're brought here because you called him a Bedouin. I said, I most certainly did. I gave the highest rank I could possibly give because the king is a Bedouin. He's a warrior. And nobody's higher than the king. And nobody's higher than a warrior. So I gave him the most. He thought I...
the Lord is his status.
Because Bedouins, you can look at a Bedouin as coming out of a desert and don't know much. Or you can look at them, the king is coming from a Bedouin family, or you can look at them as being very ostentatious. And so I didn't deny it. But
you
I
gave it some elevation.
I gave it, and I said the king is a Bedouin.
Oh my!
Therefore, I admire the king, and he's a warrior. You go back to your post. You're doing all right.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Because they were coming after your head anyway.
Yes.
So of course, you already gave it that kind of embellishment. They say, well, even if you never knew culturally what it was, the fact that you interpreted in that context.
Elevated the Muslim and the people who are considered at the bottom. When you talk about Bedouins, you can say they're not educated as such, and they don't know much, but they're from the desert and they are warriors.
So you gave it embellishment, which is necessary, and of course, it got you through the door.
Absolutely. That's why I lasted so long.
Okay, because of course they realized that you gave them status and you recognize them within certain contexts of and appreciate them for who they are. Interesting.
The time came when I was leaving. The fathers would come back with and the mothers would come back with their children.
Their children.
By now they're schooling.
They've grown.
Look at her. They're talking about their daughters. She's strong. She's resilient.
Yes.
She's taken after you. Therefore, you're responsible.
You're responsible for all that. Oh my goodness. So they'll give you no credit now.
They're giving me the credit now.
Yes.
They're giving me elevation.
Yes.
Saying I am of a strong personality and they're very proud and things. And I thought, the time, I'm now turning 50.
And it's time for you to bow from there to do something else.
Yes.
But did they understand that you were Jamaican in some respects at the time, or they just saw you as a British
They
subject?
saw me as a British. They didn't ask much about Jamaicans. At the time, I was one of the first Black Jamaicans there. There weren't many Jamaican nurses there at the time. So they didn't weren't aware so much of Jamaica.
No, but the fact that you were a strong British woman that was there, that was good. But you didn't say much about. So you had a daughter while you were there. How many children do you have?
I have my son and my daughter.
Your daughter.
Yeah.
So your daughter was born while you were in Saudi Arabia, or just before?
Just before.
Okay.
So I left and before I left England, this was put in the divorce thing together. I brought my children to Jamaica. I wanted them to
understand and know where they come
Jamaica, where they come from, and the father, because father hadn't played a big role in their life, because as a result of me going off, and not giving.
You were on a mission.
Yes, and not giving them their opportunity with their father. By then, I had my 2 children, and I brought them back. To know their dad, but he wanted to keep my children. And I said no. He kept my son
for a while,
for good.
Okay,
he was stronger than me, but he kept my son. And my lawyer says, you better keep your daughter. And so my daughter was with me, and my son grew up here in Jamaica. And so when I went back to England, I left my daughter with my mother.
With your mother.
But in the meantime, I was creeping up the rank in Saudi Arabia. And the higher I became,
the more demand that was made of you.
And the more benefits I received.
Okay.
They were able to help me to educate my daughter. I could give her private education. I could have her with me when I wanted. And so school holiday times, I would take my daughter to Saudi Arabia and not just Saudi Arabia, the Hong Kong and places like that, and expose her to the different parts of the East. And so she got a touch of the Arabian
culture. Yes.
And she ended up there herself.
In Saudi Arabia?
No, in the East.
In the East?
Yes, in the UAE.
Okay.
And she was in Dubai. Because
she was in Dubai?
Yes. As a result,
because of that kind of a cross-cultural exposure. Now, she ended up there. And
because as a result of her, she went to Qatar. I was with her in Qatar. We went to Egypt. I was there with her in Egypt. She went to Dubai.
She became a globetrotter herself now.
Became quite a good. She turned to me.
Take it from you.
She came to me. She says, "Mommy, am I spoilt?" I says, "You tell me."
Carol Gordon is from Montego Bay, but then she ended up in Saudi Arabia. We're trying to find how she did. Not just that, her daughter ended up in Dubai and in Qatar, to name a couple of places. So you've been having this interesting cross-cultural lifestyle.
Yes.
And Middle East, eh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you look back at all that you have done and experienced and exposed at that time, when you were about to now leave, what was it like for you? Was it a difficulty to take yourself away, or it was now time for you to do something else?
It was, oh gosh, you touched the nail on the head. It was time to do something else. I had been a nurse from 16. I'd been a midwife all these years. I worked in blood. And I was becoming a bit tired of the bloody situation.
Oh, okay, yes. Literally and figuratively. Yeah.
And so when I got back to England, I went back to university. And I did a diploma in social work. And a degree.
So but you're supposed to be now cooling down.
I'm supposed to be cooling down, but I can't cool down.
But with social work, you're not supposed to be, you don't cool down.
And so I became a registered social worker and got a degree. But as a result of all my nursing training, talk about reflective training, I would give it to any young people today going into, you'd never know how, you've heard about transferable skills. That's what I used in my life, transferable skills.
Yes.
I used my nursing training and nursing experience right into social work because I became a hospital social worker.
Okay, that's what you mean. Okay. Okay.
And I was able to challenge, I became at the time they have the NHS is having difficulty with people overstaying their stay in hospital and occupying beds and so forth. So as
but people are now becoming socially destitute.
Yes, in England.
And that was because of Windrush or post-Windrush activities?
Is the NHS being overrun now. They couldn't cope. Inundated. Older people are occupying the bed, and they wanted the older people, mainly not just older people, but older people are renowned to stay a bit longer because of the home social situation. And so, as a social worker, you have to assess the older person, assess where they're going, see if it's okay for them to be leaving hospital in a safe environment.
So you were really strategically positioned there because you could do a medical analysis and assessment in order to make a decision as a social worker to inform how you inform the state.
When the doctors had enough and says, get her home, and I've just said, I'm sorry, I don't agree with your opinion. And they says, who are you? I says, I'm the hospital social worker. And I says, I don't agree with her going home. We have to look at certain situations differently. So at times I wasn't very popular with the consultant.
Because to contradict the doctor.
The consultant, not the doctor. The consultant, they don't like to be contradicted. And so,
but you had a history, a background to inform the position.
If I could challenge the colonel in a military situation, why can't I challenge a consultant in a medical situation? And so I just grew stronger and stronger. Sorry, but it's just me. That's where my strength came.
How long you spent at that hospital? Because with that kind of a strong personality and background.
10 years. I retired from 50 to 60. I worked before I retired. I retired at 60 because I thought the time has come for me to enjoy my life now and to so I went back. I at the age of 50 to be retraining and going into a different career was a big step for me. But I did it.
What did you do?
As a social
worker. So having finished 10 years now as a social worker, you say, me done. Me go on my yard.
Yes. But then I thought of my father.
Okay.
And he was a creative person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took on the creative side of me.
Mm-hmm.
I went.
So it was now time to look at you.
Me. But I didn't stop there. I went back to school again.
Oh my Lord.
When
yes.
I retired.
Mm-hmm.
And I did beauty.
Because I noticed you was very fanciful. Yes.
I did beauty.
Yes.
And I was asked if I could take my expertise to Italy.
Excuse me?
To Italy. And I went off to Italy and worked, as they call it, as a beautician in a very renowned clinic.
Okay.
And, did a lot of...
Again, another medical environment, but something different.
Yes.
Yes.
This time, it's the person's well-being, one person's well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Before, I was doing a community.
Yes.
And looking out...
You are now looking at an individual or individuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just loved it. And then I was able to promote my Jamaicanism.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started my dancing
and do your thing and all that sort of stuff.
Bob Marley and all that kind. And they say, you have rhythm, show us some of your rhythm. So in my time as a beautician and things, I would interact with them and show them because I'm very much at ease with them.
And more your Jamaicanness begin to show.
Jamaicanness came out. And so I was there as a beautician for a long time. I was on like a sponsorship only for a time. Like my husband was in England, was on a sponsorship. So I did a stint there. Absolutely loved it. We were taught how to speak it. I've forgotten half of it now. But I taught myself Arabic. I taught myself how to write and read. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to communicate with the Bedouins. So I had to.
So you were giving yourself a full education in more ways than one.
Way. I taught Arabic I learned Arabic whilst I was there. I read Arabic and I spoke Arabic. And I left that and I went
to become a social worker.
Yes. And I was in England. But when I got to Italy, they provided education for us to learn Italian.
So you speak English, Patois, Italian, Arabic, and then you went to speak Italian.
In a renowned place in Italy called Padua. They have a...
Called what?
Padua.
Padua.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have, it's again, a student culture place. And Padua is very much... where what's his name?
Michelangelo.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where his
was born and grown up and spent most of his time doing his paintings and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I was very interested in his paintings.
Because it's art and that creative part, begin to interact and resonate with that.
Italy has a wide collection of arts and things. And I visited a lot of the art museums,
galleries and the facilities and so on.
And so when my time was finished and I came back to England, it was time for me to
really retire.
Do for myself. I was checking out all different ways to